Hi, Internet viewers. This is Frank Rauscher again. Proceeding on with the painting of the house finch. And we got all the highlights of the white edges all around. And we put a wash through here of, I'm trying to think of what it was. It was burnt sienna, and I put that throughout, all on the brown here, through the eyes, through the mantle, over the white, on the feathering at the top. Now, we also put a little bit of a brown on the cap. I put like a cap on top. Not that it's that distinguished, it isn't, but it's dark. It's a little darker. So we used a brown. What I want to do now is take you on a journey to do the breast area, and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so I'll bring the camera down and we'll follow suit on that. So bear with me a second. Okay, here we go again. I got some white here. Let me get the smaller brush. I'm even going to go with the thinner brush, which is this one here. And what I'm going to do is charge my brush up. I have a little bit of the heavier paint just on the outside of the tray here and not mixed in. This is very watery, not even that creamy, but I'm going to go with the heavier one for the moment. And what I'm going to do is I want to sort of make this look like a feathered edge. So I'm going to come in here and try to break up that red that's in there and see if I can't give some paint on my fingers. Don't want to do that, because you know what'll happen. It'll get onto everything else. So I'm just going to bring this back a little bit. Let me get a little bit of the water too. This thing is not moving as fast as I like it. And what I'm going to do is just come back a little bit from where I had the boundaries. And I'm just trying to make it look like a feathery edge. And do that. And it's just, I'm going to keep this center okay, but I'm pushing the sides back a little bit right here. And just breaking it up so it doesn't look so like I painted it uniformly right across there. And I'm going to try to cover what may look pinkish so I don't have it exposed. And push that back just a hair. And you can see I'm trying to break it up in there. So it looks more feathery than just plain zip right across. You want to give it the illusion that it's feathers laying on top of feathers, and you got the white breast feathers, and you got the red ones coming down into it. So I just break it up in spots like that. And then, like I said, I'm pulling this back a little bit over here. I want to get that up a little bit higher than I had it. Not much. You can see where I'm going here, I hope. And I'm going to break this up now along that edge, so it sort of looks feathery. And I'm trying to just get like a broken up blend of the red into a white feather. So Now, you're seeing a lot of this ghosting coming in here. So what I'm going to do is try to get a little bit more of the concentrated white and just come down below where I broke it up and get it back to white. You're going to think it's silly, but we're actually going to paint the white on another wash here soon and subdue this as well, because the white is white, but it's like a stark white right now, and on the bird it is white, but it's almost like a dirty white, and that's what we're going to try to project when we get done here. So I'm going back into that area, and you can see the new white to the old white, because I'm going to come in here and dry this now so that we could proceed on. But I moved the edge up. In fact, let me move a little bit more right up in here. Hope you can see this, like this. And I moved this back up, and I'll take that up maybe a step or two more. So it has a nice flow. I'm just noticing something here. Let me just pull that in. That's like a nice breaking point. It's almost from where the mantle ends. That's where this would meet up, and it's almost, well, this one's a little higher, but I'm not going to pull it that high. I'm trying to keep it somewhat symmetrical in here, and I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. Again, rinse your brush out. Never let the brush have the paint sitting there, because it will set up in the brush and ruin your brush as well. So bear with me here a second, and I'm going to come in here and dry this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try to discolor the mantle a little bit. No, I'm saying not the mantle. I meant the breast area and the white area here. Now, here's the problem. See how the pink is starting to show through here? I'm going to go back and make sure that we don't have that pink in there. I really don't want that pink to show. So what I'm going to do is come back with the white again. I need to get that as a solid white. I don't want this to look, so I'm going to come and give us another coat of the white right in there, but I'm not going up where it's breaking up the line work between the red and it was just that it's showing a lot of pink, and I may come back with a little bit of red coming down this way later, but bear with me here. I'm trying to get a consistent white across here, and not from a red to a pink to a white. I don't want that. So I'm just going to come back and enhance this one more time, because a lot of times it's showing pink, and I don't want the pink right there at the moment. I'm trying to have a definite line of red to white. Okay. And let's see if that will get me to where I want to be. I'm going to try that again, and hopefully we'll be there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a bird that's been painted in advance, and I want to try to show you what I want to do in the breast area here, but this one is the one we're working on, and this is one I had done previously. And we're going to try to get ribbings going on here, which is this effect here, which comes through the bird and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some light markings in, and then I'm going to try to, we'll dry that, and then we'll go in and build this up. And this is a slow build up to get that look. So I'm going to try to achieve that. So bear with me here. We've got this guy, and what we'll do is I'm going to go with the raw umber that we had before. Let's see how strong that is. That may be a little stronger than I want, but I'll put some water over here in a cup and do a little mixing just to see. Yeah, that's too much water. Let me do this. I tend to go with more water, so I'm going to use this just to soak up some of the water to get it out of there. Then I'm going to pick up some of that and come in here. I think I had some white on this, so that ain't exactly going to do it neither. So here's some of the problems you can create yourself with. So I'm just going to wipe out all that paint because I didn't clean my brush out properly, and I was making a tan when I really wanted the brown. So I think I rinsed it out enough. Now I'm going to get, you know what my problem is? I had some white in there before, so I'll go over to this cup. That may have been it. And I did clean my brush out, but I'm going to put just a little bit of water in there. Sure, I got it. Here we go. Just a drop or two. Just water it down. Then I'm going to test this on the paper here. Okay, let's see if that's strong enough. I'm going to start making some lines. And I'm going to start right about here. And I'm going to go like this. I don't want to come on too strong. And yet I don't want to be too weak neither. And I do this in about maybe 3/4 of an inch long. And I'm going to just set up a pattern so you could watch me here. And it could be random, so if yours is a little different than mine, not a big deal. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go with my line work here. And I'm trying to break it up. And picking out spots. And it looks like Ring Around the Rosie here, like they're all in line with each other, but they're not. And then I'm going to take one, I'll break it up over here. I'll get another one here. I'll do a shorter one. This one I'm going to come back and hit again because it's really fading in the stretch. So is this one. So I'm actually giving it another coat over the ones I just gave because they're really weak. And I'll come back on all of this. It goes to show you I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it watered down at the moment and not strong. And there's a reason for that. And then I'm going to come in here like this. Then I'll put one up here. Then I'll put one in here. And I'm doing this on a random basis, but I'm trying to fill up the area with these lines, and they do vary, and I hope you're getting a good close look at this, and they really fade. So let me put a little more paint. I'm trying to get the right mix. Let's see if this is a little stronger. And if you notice, I'd rather rely on a less stronger one and then come in later and punch it up. So let me leave that alone. They're getting really wet. So I'm going to strut. Get a couple more in here like this and this, and as they dry. So it's like a random pattern like that. Now, I'm going to try to strengthen some of this a little bit. Let's see how much I can do. I'm going to come back before I dry it again, and I'll come in like this. And I really want to fade it out like that for the moment, because I want to build up a feather setup. There's going to be another color involved in here too, which I have not added to. And like I said, the color I'm using here is the raw umber. So I'm trying to keep this faint at the moment. I will punch it up a little bit more as time goes on. Now that came on pretty strong, so I'll just see if I use a little more water just to bring it down. Okay, and if you happen to come too strong, do exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go in for some of the white. If you see it came on real strong and you just touch it with the white, guess what? You're back to square one again. Now, just stroke through that a little bit. It'll tone down that brown. Now, let me make sure I rinse my brush out so I don't have the white again. And then I'm going to touch the heavier brown. Make sure I get most of it off my brush. I'm going to hit here. Here, 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 here. This is what I'd like you to end up with. So maybe it's a little bit of heavier one. If it comes on too strong, just to give me like a little bit of a dark line. Let's see if I could do it up here like that. See how it goes in? And while these are wet, that's pretty good. And then that one, and that one. That's now they're starting to shape up. That one. That one. It's getting the right combo sometime to make this thing work. You don't always get the right mix right out of the gate. You try, and sometimes it fights you. And I'm one that I probably put too much water in my paint sometime, and I hate to go heavy because I don't want to obliterate like I did in the one with white, because we could paint the whole thing over again with white if you really think it's bad, and we start over again. And that's the beauty part of using acrylic. So we have that to there. So let me dry that right now so that we have that to that color. And I'm trying to get that color started in there And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in. I'm back to that burnt sienna look. And I'm going to stir this up. Always stir your paint up before you use it. See how strong it's coming out. And I may add just a hint more of the burnt sienna here, just to make it a little stronger. I have a lot of water in there, so I'm going to take some right off the tube right here and stir that in. That wasn't much, so let me see if I can get a little bit more out. I'm really keeping this to a minimum. Again, I'm not trying to come on strong with the paint, but it will. And burnt sienna is a very strong color. It's like the red. It tends to want to dominate, so I'm going to check that out. Trying to see if I'll probably end up adding more water when I go. So I'm looking for something like that as a stain on your paper towel. So I'm going to come in, and these feathers like swing out to the right and left of that brown. So I'm going to just come in here and sort of do this on one side, this on the other side. Just like that, and you can see like there's a little reddish coming through on the one side. I'm going and stroke it one side. Hope you can see this well. And then I'm stroking from the middle out like that. And what it does, it gives you like a little bit of that reddish highlight of the burnt sienna.